for ourselves is important, and it's not that we are avoiding anyone or any situation that may have arisen. Sometimes, the situations that we face every day can be overwhelming. That will leave most of us confused, angry, and then to the point where we are so tired. Yet, many of us Aspies do make the effort to go out and perform everyday activities like you all do. And that, we need to realize that sometimes, we do our best to blend in and to socialize with you all in groups or just one-on-one. Social energy tank, this is defined as the amount of the everyday work that we all do of a set amount of task, which we give ourselves that day to accomplish and complete. Whether it is in our emotional state of mind or mental state of mind, as this will require some effort to do the everyday normal activities in life that you NTS do. 3. Can you not try harder and to challenge yourself more? My response to this one will be yes, we could all try harder to challenge ourselves. Yet, the harder we go, the more stressful it will become for us, and many of us Aspies will get depressed real easier and quicker. This again, is related to what I was sharing in number 3 as the social energy tank. This will drain out fast, if we are not paying attention to ourselves of what we need to do. Yes, we could push ourselves to try harder, but how hard do you wish for us to push? If we were to do what you wish for us to do by pushing harder, that will lead us to have a shutdown or a form of meltdown stage in our day. It will help us Aspies a lot, if you can help us by taking us and having a one-on-one session in a place we like and enjoy, as well as being familiar with and doing a form of activity on a scheduled period of time. 4. Maybe you should wear different clothes or makeup. My response to you for this one is, some of us Aspies are really specific on what we may wear, and some of us may not dress to the occasion. Yet, we will make the effort to do so. Some of us Aspies, however, are quite happy just wearing track and sweat tops to make us feel comfortable. Some of the outfits that we wear may make us comfortable and will feel suited for us. Sometimes, when it comes to us dressing up, some of us Aspies will then tend to think or understand that some form of clothing that we wear will indicate to us a status or a position, as we are playing a part of a role again, shape-shifting, as well as this will also exhaust us and overwhelm us. I ask myself this question: why should I dress up to impress people when I am not in the mood to, as I am happy with what I wear and I'm comfortable in my own skin? 5. Oh. Aspergers? Yeah, I know all about that. I know someone with AS. Wonderful. Awesome. Yay. I do not have to keep trying to explain how I work with my AS then again. Sigh, I may have to, as everyone on the AS spectrum is different. The more you know about us as an AS, the better it is for the both of us. But like the NTS, we Aspies are different and unique individuals, and we each have our own habits, traits, routines, and structures. Yes, we all react differently to everyday situations. So rather than immediately judge us and assume that we are all the same, how about you in 1 minute of your day get to know us and take that time to get to know us properly, and you will probably be surprised about what we can do and offer you. 6. Can you not let go or stop thinking for once? So that you can be human for a while and enjoy the company with the group of people you are with, at the moment? My response to this will be, yes, I can to a point, and that I am just going to be shape-shifting, and after all, we are all humans. But no, you've got to really understand that despite being an Aspie, I have my routines and schedules set and put in place. I'll however take a great step and deal on me to make time out for you, and get out of my routine and schedule. Yes, I will however, do my best to behave and act normal just for you to accept any challenges to the changes. Yet, be warned and treat me with caution and care. You will need to be aware that there will always be a level of anxiety within us. I am also doing my best to learn to become more flexible and everything in between. Yet, it takes time, understanding, patience, and more from both of us. 7. Well, since you are quiet, I will just leave you alone, then. My response to this one is, yes, I may look quiet, shy, and socially awkward. Yet please do not assume that I need to be left alone. Sometimes with our passive aggressiveness, many of us Aspies cannot deal with being alone for some time. We do observe our surroundings, as well as the people amongst. The positive side of the passive aggressiveness is really a message to you normal NTS as well as a secondary message that is hidden. The saying I hear most of the time which really gets under my skin is this: say what you mean and mean what you say. I do say what I mean and mean what I say. For example, I am tired and I'm going to bed now. Is this not clear enough to you that I am going to bed now as I'm tired as I had a busy day? I need to warn you NTS to be careful what you say or wish for we Aspies as it may backfire on you. Even we Aspie girls can be too honest sometimes. 8. You know, sometimes you would understand people more if you tried being more empathetic, understanding, and socializing plus, getting to know them more as a person. My response to this will be for you is, hello, we are more empathetic than you realize. We do feel strongly and deeply for certain situations that we may face, choosing to ignore or face them. We understand that there will always be consequences for everything that we say and do. We do show empathy in our own way even if it is not the right way. We would like you to kindly explain to us your habits and more, for us to gain a better understanding and knowledge to handle the situations and you. Communication is very important in everything we all do in our lives. Sometimes, many of us Aspies may feel like we are like aliens, and that how we live is a different language to us. This will create a better understanding between us and maybe you will then appreciate us for being different and perceiving things differently in life. 9. But you look so normal to me. Last but not least, this quote was said to me so many times, while growing up. I am sorry everyone, can you say that again? Yes, I heard what you said. I did not realize and know that there was a dress code to be normal, act normal, and think normal. If there was a dress code for us to dress normal, then I am in the wrong place or missed it when I got the invitation for the Aspie party. You need to be aware with many of us Aspie females are really good at shape-shifting and have a strong ability to do so when we need to. This means that it will allow us and give us a short time to act normal. If you can spend a longer time with us, you will notice everything about us, our quirks, traits and ways of how we go about things and why. On the ending note, AS does not have a dress code or a face or style or even a unified way to how we should act or speak. It is something that is unique for us Aspies and is well worth discovering and learning about, for all of us. Sensory overload and how I manage this every day when it happens. Having sensory overload can be so overwhelming, daunting as well as a nightmare for some parents and also young children that is experiencing this at a certain age. Can you imagine how they are feeling and experiences when going through sensory overload? Sometimes, this can be really hard for the young child to express to someone what it is like, until you either witness it or have experienced something like this. I, sure as hell, was one of the young children experiencing this, and as I grow up I still encounter this now and again. It breaks me sometimes to see how the parents and others try to help you to cope with it all and also, making sure you do not create a scene or embarrassment to them. Sometimes, many people are out of their depth here knowing how to deal with this, or cope with it when it arises. It is no one's fault. When one or more of the body's sensitive senses of ours, experience overstimulation from the environment. There are many of the environmental elements that can, however, when we do experience anything out of the ordinary. Sensory overload usually occurs have impact on an individual. Examples of these elements are urbanization, crowding like the space that we have, I've been invaded by other people, noise from the environment and people, technology like if we were playing first person to shoot game and the explosions or gunshots could be too overwhelming for us. The explosive growth of information we are gathering, as we are doing research, or even if someone is talking to us about a particular topic, our heads may likely explode. Sensory overload is and has been commonly associated with the sensory processing disorder of what we see and do to gather some form of information that we need to understand and how we process it at that given time. Before I go on, I would like to address two definitions, and they are hypersensitivity and hyposensitivity. Hypersensitivity has many different meanings here, but I hope to address the ones that will match/fit me when I share more about what I experienced with this. Hypersensitivity, or as another term used, intolerance, is defined as being excessively sensitive to any given circumstance or any allergic reaction to a substance, which a person does not normally react to, or a set of undesirable reactions that is produced by the normal immune system. Hyposensitivity is defined as a low or diminished sensitivity to stimulation, or a less than normal sensitivity to a foreign agent such as an allergen that in response can be delayed or lessened in some degree. Many of those who suffer from sensory overload will experience different exposure to these different symptoms. Some of us may feel confused, tired, or even be in pain to a point where we cannot explain it. There are many causes of overload, including sensory information coming from several sources at the same time, e.g. TV on when having a conversation, noisy environments, fluorescent lighting, socializing in large groups, being touched or the feel of clothes on the skin, weather changes, strong aromas, and sometimes, specific people. Any of our 5 senses can be a source of overload. Ears, loud noise or sound from multiple sources, such as several people talking at once. Eyes, bright lights or environments with lots of movement such as crowds or frequent scene changes on TV. Smell and taste, strong aromas or spicy foods. Touch, tactile sensations such as being touched by another person or the feel of clothes on skin. Some of the sensory overloads that I will be listing could be the same as any typical person with AS or autism may encounter or experience. Yet, most of the treatments or therapies can be of help to most of us. As we know that living in today's world, busy with a lot of people and traffic around us. Yet, for some of us, with these types of noises, it can be overwhelming of us. Sometimes, some of the noises I experience or hear can go to overdrive in my mind and everything else scatters around me in a million pieces and, I eventually end up dizzy and nauseous. Sensitivity in hanging in large groups, I do sometimes struggle being in large groups when I associate with people, as it does tire me out to a point where I need to excuse myself out of the group to make time out for myself. Of recent, I have been pushing myself to go further in joining with large groups, doing as many activities as I can do. Sometimes, I do end up pushing myself. However, it still tires me. Yet, I know that some people may find this behavior odd or strange. When I reach that point, I sometimes feel it is good to have time out for me, so that my social energy tank will be full again. Also, when I hang out with large groups of people, I have anxiety and panic attacks often, especially if I am in a different environment. I'll write more on this part when I expand on socialization. There are few ways to I remove myself from a crowd, and they are as follows. One is to remove myself temporarily from the situation that triggered the overload or make an excuse to exit myself, like wanting to go to the bathroom or outside. For example, when at a noisy social event, I might go outside, take extra time in the bathroom, or retreat to a bedroom to lie down for a while. Personally, I tend to be someone who takes such breaks at family gatherings, or even just gatherings with friends at social events. Using the above statements makes me feel better and at ease. The quote I remember saying to myself is, I am able to recover in less time and I don't experience the itchiness and fatigue that used to follow family gatherings or social gatherings in general. Another way I went about it was to train my family and friends to recognize if noises generated by visitors tend to get too much or overwhelming for me. Then, I tend to escape or exit to my bedroom or somewhere else so I can lie down. If taking a short break for me is not enough, the second strategy is an extended and long rest. This means spending time lying down, often in a dark and quiet environment, until the sensitivity ends and symptoms return to a normal level. I remember sometimes with my sensory overload that then triggers my brain, I ended up lying down, and doing some form of meditation such as Pilates, yoga, or just listening to my iPod dock with some meditation sounds that brings me to a place of calm and serenity. They sometimes brought back some memories, where I used to be when I was growing up, and some activities I used to do. Like, one sounds as if I am at a beach and waves lapping at my feet. Another one is when I am in the forest listening to native bird songs. Usually, with that type of break, it was enough to clear my head and be ready to go again.